This is NDTV. And you're watching NDTV Hindu.
Congress buys a day's time from the DMK to decide on the number of seats it wants from the Tamil Nadu Assembly election.
எனவே மத்திய அமைச்சர்கள் ராஜினாமா செய்வது குறித்து நாளை உறுதி செய்யப்படும்.
6 DMK ministers are camping in Alagiri's house in Delhi with their resignation letters. Dayanidhi Maran leads talks with the Congress on compromise formula. Will the PMK sacrifice 3 seats to get the Congress back? Sources indicate that the Congress could get all 63. But it's not a number game after all. The Congress wants key DMK constituencies. Will it tone down its demands in the next 24 hours? Jayalalitha slaps a legal notice on the DMK's mouthpiece Murasuli and Kalenya TV for carrying reports linking her to Hassan Ali. A PIR has filed at the Madras High Court asking for the election dates to be postponed. The petition says it will affect students writing their public exams. A very good evening. You're watching Late Night News with me, Divya. Let's take a look at the top national news making headlines. Prime Minister takes full responsibility for CVC PJ Thomas's appointment, says it was an error of judgment. Supreme Court rejects the Aruna Shanbag mercy killing plea. She's been in a vegetative state for 37 years. 2 more maternal deaths at the government hospital in Jodhpur takes the total to 15 now. Fighting intensifies in pockets of Libya. Experts say the country is heading towards a long-drawn civil war. Well, DMK ministers Dayanidhi Maran and Alagiri are meeting UPA chairperson Sonia Gandhi in Delhi as we speak now. After 2 days of intense standoff, the Congress and DMK have decided to give their alliance a last chance. Just a while before, the 6 DMK union ministers were to meet Prime Minister Manmohan Singh and submit their resignations. The Congress and DMK drama took a dramatic turn. The ministers did not meet the Prime Minister. They did not submit their resignations today. The big day that will decide the future of the alliance is tomorrow. Deputy Chief Minister Stalin says the Congress will get back to the DMK tomorrow on how many seats it wants if the two parties decide to contest the Tamil Nadu elections as partners. Over the weekend, the DMK declared that it was pulling out of the UPA coalition at the centre because the Congress wanted 3 more seats than the 60 it was prepared to share.
Sir, is the alliance confirm sir? Alliance
இரண்டு முறை தமிழக முதல்வர் கலைஞரோடு தொலைபேசியில் பேசியிருக்கிறார். இன்று ஒரு நாள் அவகாசம் கேட்டிருக்கிறார். எனவே மத்திய அமைச்சர்கள் ராஜினாமா செய்வது குறித்து நாளை உறுதி செய்யப்படும்.
அவகாசம் நீங்க கேட்டிருக்கீங்களா அவங்க கேட்டிருக்காங்க?
அவகாசம் கேட்டிருக்கிறாரு. நாளைக்கு தெரியும்.
அவங்க கேட்டிருக்காங்க. Thank you. Right, thank you. Sir, in English.
We'll have a better and clearer picture tomorrow.
We also heard that Pranab Mukherjee has spoken to the DMK. So what exactly was the conversation about and what is?
We don't have to tell you about every conversation in detail. I think we'll know what's going on very clearly by tomorrow.
Well, many issues including the ongoing 2G scam investigation may have triggered the conflict between the DMK and the Congress, but the Congress's insistence on choosing constituencies of its own choice has precipitated the issue according to the leadership of both the parties. Pir Mohammed has this report.
Alandur constituency near Chennai, a bone of contention between the Congress and the DMK in Tamil Nadu. Alandur is the DMK's stronghold, but now the Congress is bargaining hard for the same constituency because of its strong presence too. Ambasamutram in Tirunelveli district is another constituency in the Congress's wish list. But the DMK, which won from here in 2006 assembly elections by a huge margin, does not want to let go of it. Of the 63 seats Congress has been demanding, at least 40 are DMK strongholds.
And we are very strong in the southern districts of Nagarkoil, Kanyakumari, Tirunelveli and other districts.
where they want to say they want the winnable constituency of Congress, which we cannot expect, except to agree for their terms. See, Congress party has given everything for them for the last 5 years, and it is only the mutual agreement we can win this alliance, because it's a win-win combination of Congress and DMK.
DMK sources reveal that the Congress has been pushing its luck too far by wanting to choose its constituencies. The party even wants to take away from the DMK state ministers Geeta Jeevan and Pungodai Aladi Aruna's home constituencies, Thoothukudi and Alangulam respectively.
The performance of
Going with Jayalalitha's AIADMK would not be easy for the Congress, given their hostility in the past, and if the Congress were to go it alone in the polls, it would split the DMK's votes. So both the Congress and the DMK would try everything possible to keep the 7-year-old relationship. From Chennai with Peer Mohammed, Kali Sayak for NDTV Hindu.
So can the DMK and the Congress do without each other? That's the big question our executive editor Sanjay Pinto posts tonight. Take a look.
What really was the bone of contention? 3 seats, choice of constituencies as you saw in that report, or a demand for a sort of protective veneer from the Spectrum probe?
Well, you guys can speculate what you want.
All right, we forget what we speculate. What's the truth according to you?
Well, the truth is that I think Congress has, like any other party, wants to grow and get the best it can for Congress. And we have communicated very effectively, our leaders have communicated with the Chief Minister and the team that they are given what our needs are in the best interest of the party. But one thing I want to tell you well ahead, whatever the decisions we make are on few cornerstones. One, it has to be in the best. Congress always puts what is in the best interest of the country. 2, we put what is in the best interest of the party. 3rd, what is in the best interest of the congressman. So whatever we demand and whatever the decisions we make, the High Command makes, will be based on 3 cornerstones.
All right, spoken like a true blue congressman. GC Shekhar, to you, when an alliance is on the verge of a collapse and when both sides burst crackers and shout slogans hailing the possibility, the prospect of that happening, what message is being sent out and what does it really mean on the ground?
On the ground is that there is so much acrimony has flowed in the last 2 days that it will be impossible for the DMK and the Congress to repair the present damage. So when they face the elections, I think the DMK's first enemy will not be the ADMK, but it will be the Congress and vice versa.
Mr. American Iran, kiss and make up or tear up resignation is one thing, and evaporating that bad blood quite another. How will the Congress workers, grassroots workers, cooperate with the DMK counterparts at the end of the day, because we have a short campaign period this time?
Well, you're right. I think I am not going to lie to you and say this does not matter.
Thank God.
I have always been very open with you, and our party is a very open party. Yes, it does matter, but we will make up. In the past, it has happened in any alliance. It's not something new. And in the family, there's a fight. Between brothers and sisters, there's a fight.
But this is your toughest election. This is your toughest election.
Yes, it is. And I think, we'll face it. It is in the best interest of both of us to be united. But whatever the decisions we make, assuming it doesn't happen, that's okay with us too.
The mood of the state is what is going to matter. Okay, so because the percentages will keep changing according to alliances, and each party will have its own cutoff line. That it will have its own percentage of votes, which will not change to that extent. It is the uncommitted voters, it is the undecided voter who finally swing elections. Which will ultimately swing the elections, and it is those undecided voters, and it is also the committed Congress voters this time. I tell you, this time the Congress voters will not vote for the DMK after the shenanigans of the last 2 days. Definitely not. They will all go and vote en bloc for the ADMK because they will not want the DMK to come back. That is what is going to happen, and you will not have No, you will not have a single DMK worker working for a Congress candidate, I tell you, because they will all go to the next constituency where the DMK candidate is going to contest, and the Congress candidates will be left high and dry. They will have to depend on their own weak infrastructure, a weak network of party cadres, and this is what is going to happen. The chemistry will simply not work. In an election, it is just not your vote percentage, but the chemistry between alliance partners, that is very important, and that chemistry is going to fizzle out as far as the DMK
whether it is chemistry or whether the alliance is history, we don't know. We'll know tomorrow in about 24 hours from now.
It's a wishful thinking of a lot of our opposition.
Do you think as a sweeping generalization, give me a very brief, since you tend to go on like a professor, give me a brief response to GC Shekhar's charge that the two-party workers, the two-party grassroots workers will not work with each other, will not cooperate.
I think he is, I can see where he's coming from, but I think in the past, consistently, the votes in Tamil Nadu has been proved transferable by the parties. That's why everybody is looking after forming an alliance. If the votes are not transferable, why would they do that? So the traditional wisdom is the votes are transferable, and if we go it alone, we'll improve our vote percentage.
Answering his question. His question is, he's made a very strong statement there. He said that the two-party workers will not work for each other.
I think it's a wishful thinking, but all I'm saying is the history suggests otherwise.
Because based on facts, interpretation of facts, Mr. Karunanidhi in that statement said, when he issued that statement saying that he was going to pull out his minister, said that the Congress didn't seem to want us and almost forced a hand. This is not my words, this is what Mr. Karunanidhi has said, I'm just interpreting that.
Well, you are interpreting that, but if it is the case, they will not be talking to them today. So I think
the Congress will blink first. The Congress blinked first.
No, it's not a question of blinking. It's
the DMK
it's a question
ministers
of diplomacy as opposed to brinkmanship.
All right. So you've come to diplomacy before elections.
Well, that's always should be the case. I think there's no point in playing brinkmanship because it doesn't help anybody. You should be diplomatic and get things done in the interest of the country.
All right. Final question in a sentence. What do you think is likely to happen tomorrow by this time?
Well, I think it is for the High Command from both the parties to decide.
All Congress leaders seem to suggest that in one line.
Well, because we are disciplined soldiers.
Template
we are disciplined soldiers.
You play it safe. You don't want to spoil your chance of getting a ticket from Mylapore constituency.
We belong to an organization and we have to work with the organization. And that's the right thing to say.
I won't spoil your chances of getting and put words into your mouth. But
well, I sincerely hope that you not only spoil not spoil my thing, but you will help me to get the country.
I wish you the very best if you contest the elections with Narayanan. We wish you well. Thank you very much for joining us. Shekhar,
one with your final wishes, I'll be there.
Thank you. Shekhar, one final question in a sentence. What do you think could be the headline tomorrow at this time?
This time, Congress would have surrendered and stand humiliated. That's what will happen.
Well, this is the NDTV Hindu's late night news. Coming up, Jayalalitha rubbishes reports of her links to Hassan Ali, slaps a legal notice to 3 media organizations.